All right, guys, we're going to look at another part of circles, and that's central and inscribed angles. So we're going to talk about two different types of angles. Now, you should have already learned about central angles. Central angles are at the center of the circle, and the measure of the angle equals the measure of the arc. So like in this case, I've got 60 and 60. Now, an inscribed angle has its vertex on the edge of the circle. Notice where the vertex of the circle is. It ends up being right here, okay? Now, it's really important. It's not on the center. It's not on the inside. It's not on the outside. It's right on the edge of the circle. That's how we tell the difference between a central angle and inscribed angle. And notice there's something really important happening here with inscribed angles. Inscribed angles are equal to half of the arc. So there's kind of two ways to think about this. If I'm thinking about the arc going into the angle, notice how the angle is like getting smaller as we go in. It's an easy way to remember it. We're going to cut it in half. 160 divided by 2 gets us 80. Or if we're going in the opposite direction, we're going out, and notice how the angle is, it's not getting bigger, but it's going out. It looks like it's getting bigger. Okay, we're going to double the angle. So we're going to work through a couple problems just to kind of show you. It also probably be helpful if I slide this out of the way. If you want to pause and take notes on that, there you go. There's that section right there that was being hidden by the video. All right, so let's take a look at this particular problem. So notice it's an inscribed angle. I've got my angle on the edge of the arc. And notice I'm going in towards X. Notice again, angle seems like it's kind of closing in, so we're getting smaller. So that helps us remember that we're going to do 150 divided by 2. And I get 75 for X. So X is equal to 75 degrees. You should always double check. This does look like it's, this angle right here does look like it's less than 90 degrees. So that checks out. 75 seems like a fine answer. If you doubled 150, you get 300 degrees, and you should hopefully recognize that that angle does not look like it's 300 degrees. So that's another way to check. Sometimes kids get confused going one way or the other, which one we're doing. So that's just a quick check for your solution. All right, let's go the opposite direction. This time I'm looking for the measure of the arc. So I'm taking this 77, I'm going out, and this time I'm going to do 77 times 2. And the reason that I do 77, we'll just do it this way, times 2. And the reason we're going out is, remember that the angle is half of the arc. So if I want to solve for the arc, I actually have to double it. And so I get 154 degrees, 154. And once again, we can check. This does look like it's roughly half of the circle. Half of the circle would be 180, so this seems like a reasonable answer. All right, let's take a look at this one. Notice in this case, I've got the angle, and I'm going out to the arc. But wait, is this at an inscribed angle? No, this is not an inscribed angle. Notice where the vertex is. The vertex is not on the edge of the circle. It's at the center of the circle. It's a central angle. So this X value is not equal to double 95. It's actually just equal to 95. So be on the lookout. Sometimes it's central angles. Sometimes it's inscribed angles. We shouldn't just kind of get in a rhythm and assume I'm always going to multiply or divide by 2. I got to determine what type of angle it is, and that tells me how I'm going to solve it. All right, let's look at one more here. So I've got 46 degrees. I'm going in towards X, okay? It's kind of close, the walls are kind of closing in here. So we're going to divide 46 divided by 2, and I get 23 degrees would be my X value. All right, hopefully that was helpful, but this is just a quick video on central and inscribed angles.